everybody. Welcome to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. I am happy to be here. We are here to go over the valley. The episode from hell is what the episode should have been titled. This is season 12, episode 13, The Cruise from Hell. Let me tell y'all, in their pilot season, they got 8 episodes. They came back and got renewed for a second season. We are in the 13th episode. So very good job to them for a new show. But James is here as well. He did step away to get a cup of water. But James is here. He is from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. We do several recaps together. Be sure to see the link in the description of this video so that you guys can subscribe to James's channel as well as mine. And I do appreciate my subscribers as well. What's good, DM Rocks? What is good? Hey, Janet can go to hell after this episode.
I'm back, yeah. Oh,
I already wanted her to
be a piece of work. Oh my God.
Horrible person.
Right?
I think like through the years of us watching just reality TV in general from every network of any show, Janet's one of the worst people I think I can say I've watched. Just terrible. Her husband, we don't know if he has his own brain, so I can't comment. But this episode was the best, y'all. It was a hot mess. We are going to start and pick up with the group in Hawaii. Zach is telling the group about how he disinvited Janet to the engagement dinner and evening. And of course, Brittany and Michelle defended because they're idiots. I also think they're bad people, though, on the low. It's Kristen's engagement. Why is Brittany making this about her? I don't understand why I wasn't allowed to be invited. And because we're not going to comment on Brittany right now, but Brittany is the friend you have to watch out for. She's friendly, she's bubbly, she's extroverted. But she going to tell your secrets, blame it on her being a certain type of way or a bimbo, and then get mad when people don't take her seriously. Like, I cannot with Brittany at all for this episode. Danny and Nia arrive late. When they're doing this little engagement event. And for whatever reason, that upsets Jasmine. And this is where Zach informs Nia that the group had a problem. And Danny is fed up. I actually respected Danny this episode. I can tell he's fed up with the bullshit. He's like, so I got to sit here on camera and be called something. Because his wife was like, just rise above. We're not going to do anything. Let's just ignore it all. I'm like, Nia, where is that feisty Hispanic side of you, Miss Lady? Fuck these people. We're 3 minutes in and we have to say that. If somebody play with my husband the way that this group has played with Danny, and regardless, even if my husband did grab somebody's ass, I would go grab everybody's ass and titty and be like, now what? It's like, I'm gonna come for you. Let it go. And I'm looking at Nia like, stop trying to calm that man down. Would you have calmed your partner down, James?
Yeah, well, first of all, let me explain something to you about the future Mr. Jackson. There is no calming that man down. There is no breathe in and out with him. That man, once he go off, that's like Godzilla. That ain't finna happen. He finna tear up every goddamn thing. So there's nothing I can do for that. So it would behoove everybody that come in his space to respect him, because he's going to respect you. And the moment you mess up, oh well, either you move out the way and run, or you get whatever you get. That's just how it is.
Yeah. They don't practice that in the colorless communities, it doesn't seem, but there's certain things we really just don't do.
Yeah.
So, Danny's fed up. The group comes back out. Janet and Jason are bothered about the whole group being there. Because in Janet's mind, as she said in her confessional, well, I let them have their night, so the engagement is over. No, bitch. You were originally invited because that was the purpose of this random ass trip. So because you decided to be a shitty friend to your friend, and now half of the group don't like you or mess with you, now suddenly you just want to go back to enjoying your trip. If you want a vacation, do like you and your husband are doing right now and go to Switzerland. Which I think that they did plan, because I have been seeing stuff all over the blogs talking about they fleed off to Switzerland. And she made her profile private because of the death threats and hate. I do want to say on this, we do not. James, his little. Let me mute him. We do not go. We don't support the hate here. Like, speak your opinion in the chat. Speak your opinion on my live, other YouTubers' lives. But don't go and send personal messages of hate to people we don't know. We have to remember our opinions are based on what we see. She is a shitty person, but that's doing too much. We should all be busier. But they're awkward. I just feel like if Janet truly cared about Kristen, she would not be uncomfortable around the group. Right? James?
I'm here. Sorry.
That's okay.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. But don't you think, like, why feel uncomfortable, Janet? If you care about Kristen, you'll be happy even if you're mad at her. I have a friend that got married that I wasn't cool with, chose not to go to the wedding because she was acting a fool at that time. But I'm still happy for her. Like, you don't have to be cool with people to be happy with them. But how did you feel about Janet and Jason feeling uncomfortable on the trip?
I didn't care at this point because it's like, to me, y'all came with that energy like you always do. So, of course, you're going to be uncomfortable. And furthermore, I feel like they should have left the trip. Like, y'all should have just left because I don't feel like y'all are received well by everybody except for Brittany and Michelle. So it's like, well, what's the point of y'all being here? Y'all are, y'all are sticks in the mud. It's like I don't want to be around y'all either. I wouldn't want to be around them too either. Like I'm telling you, because somebody, it would end up being Hawaii would probably have me, Dog the Bounty Hunter looking for me. I promise you, they would after them two.
They're a mess. They're a mess. It's interesting though, because she made all of this drama. Now she has to actually sit in it, and it seems like she can't. But we get to the next morning after the engagement, and Jax is texting Kristen, congrats. Because I think Kristen's one of the few people Jax probably actually considers a friend. He seems to hear her, receive her advice, things of that nature. But, Kristen's like thankful, but she's pissed off because her and Luke made it very clear they do not want their engagement to be posted or announced because they have not told their families. And they're very close to their families. And that is their right. I do feel like Luke should have put his foot down a little bit more to production. Like, this is our real engagement. Janet can't come. I also feel like Kristen, you know where this came from because Luke and them are upset. And I'm like, it was obviously Brittany. She's full of shit and acting like Jax is an enemy while taking the time to talk to him about Kristen and Luke's engagement and her trip. If it was really about Brittany's son, that wouldn't have come up. So I can't. I wish she would have pushed her off the boat. I think she wanted to. That's why she had to walk
do something like maybe trip her or something, like.
The problem is her husband's an attorney. And she's the type, I really believe Jasmine when she called her a Karen. I believe Janet's the type to start some shit with someone, provoke, poke, and then when the bear bites her, she's going to sue the bear. Like, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. But yeah, Kristen and Brittany do end up talking. I'm not going to go over that scene with Janet and Jason moping in their room. I'm not giving them more energy than I have to, and y'all can't make me. But Kristen and Brittany are talking in the room, and I'm over Brittany. She tries to blame telling Jax on her son, talking to him, things just slipping out. Kristen holds Brittany accountable for excusing the behavior of Janet as well. And she also explains, like, this is what Zach feels. This is what people keep telling you. And I think it's pointless to talk to Brittany. I don't think she has her own mind. And I think her implants are leaking like some sort of chemical something into her brain to make her stupider than she's always been. But she's not a friend. She's not a friend. She's just not. How did you feel about Brittany and Kristen's talk?
I feel like it was pointless because Brittany's not going to see Kristen's point of view at all because it doesn't align with her mindset. So You know how you have some friends who like you take into value and consideration of what they say tell you because you know they're coming from a place that's genuine. And I feel like Kristen was doing that, but Brittany wants to be pretentious because that's who she is. So it just didn't land well. And I just felt like, well, then once again, y'all give her way too much like leeway to treat y'all kind of way and to think that I don't know if it's like an Napoleon complex. I don't know what she has, but it's annoying because I would have like been let her go as a friend. Like there's no way.
Brittany has been a terrible friend to everyone on the cast of The Valley, but to anyone surprised, if you watch the last few seasons of Brittany on Vanderpump Rules, Jax would do awful stuff to females that even as his wife, she shouldn't have stood by, and she went, well, it's my husband, what you expect me to say? And now she wants everyone to support her while she divorces his husband. So Brittany can go to hell. What's good, Mrs. Moncrief? She said, hey, y'all, so ready for this review? This episode is up there with the Housewives of New York Scary Island episode. Yes. Yes, it is. I used to love Roni. And I used to love Orange County. It was my favorite. I can't tolerate it anymore.
I
Don't
started
know
watching
why.
Ronnie when that lady with the leg left. I stopped
I
watching
can't
one.
stand you.
Yeah, I stopped once she left the show. I stopped watching. And I never got into Beverly Hills. I wanted to so badly, but I never got into Beverly Hills at all.
You mean Orange County?
Orange County, sorry.
They right next to each other, hill. Um, but the group goes on a boat ride for the last day of their trip in Hawaii. Luke in his outfit. I don't get it, but okay, Luke. Um, Janet is still awkward. She's finally feeling the burn of her actions. And of course, her and Michelle, the bitter sisters, are sitting together. And Michelle decides, even though Jesse has not bothered her, disrespected her, actually attempted to make peace with her partner for the benefit of their daughter on this trip, she decides to complain about him. I don't even like how he's standing over there. Just it. Go away. Leave the show. If you don't like the nigga so much, leave him. You've done that. So go away. Because you don't give enough to be on TV, Michelle. But Janet's isolating and discussing her past and blaming her past actions that have pissed people off on alcohol, which is interesting. Has anyone noticed that every time someone holds Janet's actions accountable to her, she is suddenly like, I had way too much to drink. The drinks were flowing. I had too many margaritas. The sky is yellow today. This is the shit that Janet does. So every time you fuck up, you can say that it's because of you drinking. Can we insinuate that maybe you have a drinking problem and people don't feel comfortable around you? No, but she can do it to Danny. So that's why I'm looking at her like, girl, you moping and feeling sorry for yourself. And we just don't care. And Brittany feels sorry for her. Brittany, you go sit with her. That's what husbands are for. Jason did his job, stuck beside her while nobody else wanted to deal with her. James, how did you feel about Janet's moping and her and Jason on the side away from everybody at the boat?
You know what? Good. Stay your asses over there. Good. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody. And the thing about it is, when she said that she was drunk and blaming shit on alcohol, that annoyed me because that's such a cop out. It was like, so rather than you just saying, you know what, yes, my behavior was completely inappropriate and I 100% apologize and I will do better. Like, I really will do better. Like, do the like white woman like cry and everything. Y'all know how them white women be doing, or the color, or I should say, colorless women. Y'all know how y'all do it. Just do it like that. But the fact that you go say, "Oh, I was drunk," or "I was, you know, liberated or inebriated," sorry, inebriated. It's like, oh wow. So you would do anything to say that it was not your fault or it wasn't you at all and blaming it on something. It's like it's still you. Like I want people to understand something. Just because you had a few drinks in you when you did something that was inappropriate does not mean that you didn't do it. I want people to understand that. Like I hate when people say that. oh, I was drunk, or that wasn't me. I was. It's still you. Still did it, regardless if you was drunk, sober, in the right mindset, not in the right mindset. You still did it.
Just like they say, Danny still did it.
Yes. So
Crazy.
it's like y'all are hypocrites. And I want y'all to understand that. That's one of the frustration. One of the like, I'm new to this show. Like I keep telling you, I'm new to it, so I'm still trying to learn everybody. But one thing about it is, a lot of these people are the biggest hypocrites I've ever seen on reality TV. Is this cast here? Because all of them are guilty of something that they accuse the next person of doing. It's crazy.
That's actually the truth, but it seems like they don't want to acknowledge that. But hey, the truth is the truth. That's right. Drunken mind speaks sober thoughts. Miss Janet. Lord. Anywho, y'all. We go back to land, aka the United States of bullshit. And this is where we see Jax and Schwartz together. Jax tells Schwartz that Dodie is engaged because they've all known each other for a very long time. So I can understand that. But then Jax is also like, but you can't tell anyone. They can't know it came from me. And even Schwartz was like, has the family announced it? Then I won't say anything. Like, Jax, I hate this about Jax. He can keep a secret when he wants to because he keeps secrets as it relates to his own life of marriage. But he likes to share everybody else's business. So I'm not going to give them too much. But I want the country bumpkin and the botched beauty queen to be held accountable, Miss Brittany, because why would you tell him that? But we then see Michelle mention to Janet that Zach and her made peace, which should be a positive thing if you're telling your friend that you and someone else made peace. But then she tells Janet that Zach also said that Janet and Sheena talk about the Jenna situation, which is the woman that Michelle's current boyfriend used to date, who's also been a part of this friendship for a very long time. So they call Zach over to figure out everything, which to me is stupid. And Zach goes over there with Kristen, which was smart. And it turns out that the root of the issue with this Jenna, Zach, Sheena thing is actually Sheena, which I'm not surprised about. And Kristen brings up her issues while trying to talk to them about some other stuff. And Janet basically and Kristen get to talking, and it's explained from Janet that the reason she's upset with Kristen is because of the ring rumor. And Kristen reminded the nasty bitch Janet that they had already talked about it and moved past it. And she also reminded Janet that when the ring rumor came out, Janet laughed it off because it wasn't so serious and a big deal. And they thought it would be worse. So now Janet's upset. I don't understand that. And when Kristen calls her out, Janet's response is to basically tell everyone how great and how good of a person Jason is. Girl, it's people donating every day. The most philanthropic people in the world cheat. So why is your spouse immune from the potential of cheating? Why else would he take his wedding ring off? And I call BS because I have a husband, have had one for about 13 years now. That man goes to the gym in his wedding ring. We had to replace a wedding ring because he used to work at the Tesla factory for almost a decade. And he tore that ring up because he would not take it off while working. He showers with that ring. He does everything with that ring. I'm the one to be taking mine off from time to time, but I have to protect my values. But I'm just saying, like, that's very strange that he even feels the need to take it off. Kristen maybe shouldn't have repeated the ring rumor, but I did like that she owned that the reason she repeated it is because they came for Nia and Danny. But before we move forward, because there's so much that happens in this little scene, from what I just said now, James, did you want to add anything?
No, we actually can go for it because I felt like, to me, this ring thing is really just, it was so stupid to begin with. So it was kind of like, okay, you laughed the shit off, and then when Jasmine, and then accused Jazz. So what was the situation with Jasmine then? Then what was that whole situation? Because if you're mad at Kristen now for the whole situation and she had to remind you that you left off, you owe Jasmine an apology then. But I doubt she'll get it. So yeah, uh-uh. I ain't gonna let her have it. Wait till that reunion happen. I ain't gonna let her live that shit down. Where's Jasmine's apology, Janet? Because she definitely deserves one.
I thought she apologized to Janet, or Janet apologized to Jasmine like a couple episodes ago.
I don't remember that, but if she did, I don't really care. Just give her another one.
But it did. I mean, Janet don't have no friends, and we gonna learn. We gonna learn why. I don't even want to talk about it on the live. It's so bad. So people hold Janet accountable. She gets frustrated, and for some reason, she says that Danny and Nia, or Danny sexually assaulted Jasmine. That is her argument for being upset that Kristen is defending Danny and Nia. As soon as she said that Danny essayed them, Kristen walked off. And she was mad as hell. And for those who don't remember Pump Rules, go back to the season where James played with Kristen outside of Sheena's wedding and she knocked him upside her head. I'm like, Kristen is not the one when angry. Like, this is part of why she left VPR. When she's angry, she can go a little cuckoo, which we kind of like about her. But she walked off. Janet doubles down and continued to say that Danny's essayed Jasmine and Michelle. Janet knows exactly what she was doing and how she was using the word. She knows that making the allegation is problematic. And if her husband is a lawyer, I do agree with Kristen. Maybe he would advise her to stop slandering someone else's name. So we then learn, because Janet's mad and doubles down on her bad behavior, that there was other scenes filmed that were not shown, which was Janet further discussing this issue, saying she heard from someone else that Danny had got handsy a second time with someone else. And when asked about it, apparently he told Jason that he has a weakness in girls for girls who are in small skirts. And I'm looking and I'm like, why would you throw your husband's name into that? Because that don't even sound like no shit that Jason would say. So Danny and Nia go over and they ask Jason, and now it comes out, which is interesting because she said that, but then it comes out that, no, I never said that, when they confront them on it. So I'm like, Janet, why would you even say some shit like that if that was the case? You said it. The camera showed you saying it. Now that you're being confronted about it, your husband says he never said it, and now you say that you never said that he said it. So you threw your husband under the bus to help him validate your lie. Let me tell y'all, Kristen kept her foot on Janet's neck, and I was here for it. But in the words of DM Rock, I wish that Kristen would have pushed Janet's nasty, ugly face off the boat, because that's who acts this way. People who look like that. I said what I said. Ain't no way you look this way and behave in this way. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. She said, will someone tell Janet she can't be a lawyer through marriage? Stop it. She's just a young Erica Girardi. She thinks because she's married to an attorney that makes her just as smart as an attorney.
Oh my Lord. And that is the most irritating thing I think I've ever seen on national TV. Like, I want y'all women, y'all please stop doing that, because that makes y'all look crazy. I still ain't forgave Erica for how she treated Eileen. So please, it would behoove you just to be the normal housewife that cooks your pot roast every Tuesday and just be there, versus trying to act like you the smartest person in the room when you say dumb shit.
Yeah. Honestly, Jason, whatever type of attorney he is, I hope he's a good one and has some good attorney friends, because if I was Daniel, I would be suing the fuck out of them. But I know they can't. So I would do what you can do and take his ass to arbitration or something, because there's usually arbitration clauses in there. But I would definitely do something to hold them accountable. There's certain stuff you don't laugh at. For those who don't know, I myself am a victim of sexual assault. I understand the term, which is what Janet was trying to say. Everyone's mad because I understand the definition. No, we understand the term. Sexual assault is something that has a broad definition. But we also understand that when we use that word against people, it's because they violated someone in a way that can leave everlasting trauma that you can't get away from. You can't get away from it. I purposely went to school for psychology to see if I could learn something about my own self to help myself get over that. So I take offense to people just throwing the term around frivolously in a way that is also cruel and unusual to her castmates. So I hope that Bravo does something, because when Phaedra made an allegation similar, they fired her. So I hope that Bravo keeps the energy that they keep for Black cast members with Janet, because it's not okay. And it could have triggered people. You never know. And she could destroy the reputation of Danny and Nia, because she was a Miss America. She can't be with no man touching on booties and stuff. She can't do that. So I don't know. It was a mess, the whole episode. But thank you, Kristen, for keeping your foot on her neck. Thank you. Thank you. And Janet tried to throw, James, did you catch the shade she tried to throw when Janet walked by Luke? For the rest of your life. Oh.
I said, oh, ma'am.
At least her man is buying rings on TV instead of hiding them off screen.
Because we all believe that rumor. I'm sorry. I don't know where she think that, her man is innocent. We all believe it. So I don't understand. So you might want to worry about your own household, because he looks sneaky. So
he does.
Like, he looked like he's sneaky like that. So I'm sorry, man. You might want to, investigate more when people start saying shit like that.
And thank you to Krista for exposing that Janet was a friend of Sheena's who was a fan of Vanderpump Rules. Nothing's wrong with that. But whenever you have people who are fans of a show to join a show, it's problematic. Look at Danielle Cabral from the Housewives of New Jersey. And anybody new that's joined Potomac in the last 3 years? Like, having fans is good and bad. That's why it takes strong, unique personalities to be on reality television. But Sheena is messy, and I do believe that she was the one who would bring Janet into the group, because the group was very cruel and unusual towards Sheena when she first joined in. So I'm not surprised. But Janet, I didn't think it could get any worse. And then the episode aired. I said, Jesus, this is privilege for those who are unsure of what it looks like. I can't act like this. James can't act like this. Somebody will call us out or the police.
Okay, somebody or the police. I was going to say or the police. Hell, we can't be doing all this. We got to walk with stride and, make sure we careful.
Oh, yeah, Miss Moncrief, this is a good point. She said, ooh, and Brittany said that about Danny, and she was conveniently absent from the argument. Kristen just asked her that day to have her back. And did y'all peep Aaron and Jesse in the corner chatting it up?
Yep.
I peeped it. Michelle wants to make Jesse a problem so bad, but I'm actually impressed with Jesse for kind of like rising above. He's still funky and weird, but I think he really will disengage from the bullshit. So I'm curious to see what Michelle will have to talk about. But Brittany ain't slick. And Kristen's still defending Brittany online. Brittany is a terrible person, in my opinion. Just saying. But, James, did you have anything to add before we end this live?
No, it was a very cringe and irritating episode, but definitely one for the books.
Yeah, it will definitely go down as memorable. Jesus Lord. But y'all, I hope that you liked the video. If you feel a way about Janet, if you're on Janet's side, everyone's welcome. Drop your opinion, explain why. Friendly reminder, I don't like Janet. I don't think she's a good person. I also think she's slightly racist on the low. However, I would never go on her profile and put in her comments, I don't like you. You're doing this. You're evil. I think the world needs to chillax with the social media. We are not net bangers. We are regular people. But I hope everyone subscribes to my channel. Also subscribes to James's channel. Link is in the description. Or you can subscribe through the Watch Your Mouth Reviews Collapse playlist. And we'll see y'all for Housewives of Miami. I'm going to start that one right now. Adios.